Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Party Jamboree, Part 31. Part 31, if you can believe it. Fellas, in the last episode, I'm going to be honest, we were somewhere in Mario's Rainbow Castle. Now, as to actually where, I couldn't tell you, man. I haven't recorded in a few days. It's been a few days of not uploading, which I did mention for the record that could happen a little bit while I was experiencing the wonders of BitView and figuring out how all that worked, which I do have some stories to tell during this general recording session. Whether it'll get brought up during this episode or not is kind of another story entirely. But all around, guys, there is so much I want to talk about because since the last time I recorded, there's been a very interesting development in the gaming sphere in that the Nintendo Switch 2 was revealed. Now, listen, I don't know how many of you guys have actually seen. To some people, to a decent amount of people, I mean, I'm sure in the grand scheme of things, the general audience probably doesn't apply to this, but a lot of people, for a lot of people, this is not their first time seeing the Nintendo Switch 2, okay? Because this console's been getting leaks since maybe back in September. And so for a lot of people, when the trailer dropped a few days ago, they were like, this is exactly what the leak said it was going to be. So for me, and this is my stance, right? I was somewhat... Hold on. No, my star that I literally just got. Oh my god, and it's going to be going to Mario too. Dude, don't do this to me. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this actually sucks so bad. No. No, I just got here. No. Oh, we're on the last two turns, man. You can't, like, and this could have gone to anyone else. If this was like Peach or Spike or something, this could have been fine. This could have been completely fine in my eyes. But no, this went to Mario, dog. This is terrible. But yeah, so for point of reference, Nintendo Switch 2 has been leaked for a while, right? And for those of you who didn't see generally what's going on with it, the Nintendo Switch 2 is, number one, that is the name. Let's clarify that for a little bit, because that was a topic of discussion that I know a lot of people were kind of about. And a lot of people, I mean, not a lot. Again, in the grand scheme of things, I think most people are very excited about this in the same sense of the average Nintendo console. But there have been this kind of vocal minority of people that have been kind of losing their marbles a little bit over the fact that the Switch 2 is essentially a upgraded Switch that is maybe going to be presented different in the software, have new features, whatnot. And people are mad that it's not like a weird new innovative thing for Nintendo, like how the Wii was or the Wii U or, you know, what have you, right? Now, here's the thing. Okay, because this was honestly a concern I had back when the leaks kind of showed up, and then especially once the actual trailer dropped. But all things considered, I felt this way beforehand as well. This is very interesting trying to focus on this. Like, basically, I had this same sort of view at one point. But something kind of dawned on me. So what I think a lot of people are kind of having concerns about is that the fact that Nintendo is not doing some weird and wacky thing and instead playing it safe and making a continuing iteration that is, you know, clearly a big enough jump, which if the internal hardware leaks have been anything to go off of, yeah, that's definitely true. You know, this is a big enough leap to basically be a brand new console. And the way they're presenting it, it definitely seems that way as well. And what I think a lot of people are forgetting for some reason, anytime I see people mention this stuff, is, okay, this is interesting. They will basically say something along the lines of, you know, like, Nintendo's always been known for being, you know, really iterating each console. Guys, were you here for the entire DS generation? Like, honestly, were you here for the entire DS generation? We went from the DS to the DSi to the 3DS. I don't know where this kind of assumption came from that this was going to be something super innovative or needed to be. Because I think that's the big thing. Everyone who, I guess, like, that, not everyone, but a lot of people who are Nintendo fans, they kind of get caught up in this kind of mindset that you sort of need to, I guess, always be innovating. Like, Nintendo needs to always be innovating and making these crazy new focuses, such as, you know, the Wii really pushed a lot of stuff with motion controls. The Wii U pushed a lot of stuff with the gamepad and the TV. And the Switch, you know, is doing a lot with, that is so unfortunate. Peach is going to get that star, but I mean, honestly, if anyone's going to get that star, I think it's completely fine that it's her. But I would also like to remind you that Nintendo's innovation stuff, listen, I love Nintendo to death. They have always been my ride or die when it comes to the big three that you hear about in the video game sphere. You know, between Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. That being said, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding. I didn't know he was there. This is genuinely, this is gonna be the one. Sorry, that was probably a little loud. This is probably gonna be the one board that I actually lose. This is crazy. I'm just getting demolished right now. This is insane. But like I said, Nintendo's innovation is very much a double-edged sword. Okay. The 3DS, while it didn't sell as well as the DS or whatnot, the 3DS still sold extremely well and is still very highly respected. Here's the thing, the Wii U. While I love it, and I do love the Wii U as a console, that is not the general sentiment. What happened was Nintendo, amongst other issues as well, right? I want to make that very clear ahead of time. Nintendo tried way too hard to do something quirky and weird, and it backfired on them. Oh my god, why am I forgetting how to do this? Why am I forgetting how to do this minigame? Wait, dude, I'm actually, like, forgetting how to play. Okay, that was so weird, dude. Hold on, can I get Peach before? Okay, works out, but yeah, when Nintendo tried to be quote-unquote innovative, with the Wii U, it just completely flopped. Like, it literally completely flopped. So, you gotta admit, man, like, it makes sense for them to go for the move of, you know, going for the Nintendo Switch 2, right? Because the Nintendo Switch is basically been their best-selling console ever. Why would they deviate from that concept right now? Now, I'm sure that, yes, after the Nintendo Switch 2, it'd be nice if they tried and innovated a little bit. But would I also be surprised if they didn't and instead just attempted to, I don't know, you know, work through maybe just doing, how do I word it? Like, work through doing something with, you know, a Nintendo Switch 3 or making it some big deal? I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Because, again, Nintendo has also been no stranger to basically making a console that is, you know, like a third iteration of an existing console. Again, the 3DS is the third iteration of the DS. So Nintendo is genuinely, wholeheartedly, no secret to this concept. They are no secret to this concept. Very funny that we're having to do this on the last turn. It's not going to matter, but it is going to, I guess, give me more time to kind of ramble a little bit. But yeah, man, like, it's weird. It's genuinely so weird because I think, how do I word this? I think that people are getting way too caught up in this mindset that Nintendo needed to do something really brand spanking new. Also, I've just seen a lot of people complaining about the fact that, wow, Nintendo isn't doing an OLED console? What the heck? It's not OLED? It's not... Wow, 1080p. Guys, look, I don't know how to tell you this. Nintendo is not in the same, like, you know, they're not in the same graphics race as, what is it? As Sony or Microsoft. They're not trying with it. They haven't been for a while, and that's been very apparent. I think since the Wii, man. They haven't been trying since around the Wii, maybe even before. So I just have never understood why people feel that way. And regarding the OLED thing, because the OLED thing is more of a obviously iffy situation, but the thing with the OLED, right, and I've seen a lot of people bring this up, is that, you know, they already did stuff with the Nintendo Switch OLED, you know, this is basically a downgrade, and it's like, guys, look, technically, yes, you're not wrong, okay? And I want to make that very abundantly clear. They're not wrong, but did you on it, like, and I'm not, again, I don't think this necessarily, you know, shifts the mindset that we should be having on it, but did you really expect Nintendo to stick with OLED? I mean, honestly. Because, yes, Nintendo... I'm not winning this, am I? I mean, not that it matters at this stage, right? But, you know, like, of course Nintendo was going to do LCD, and then they'll probably sell an OLED model. That's, again, I mean, you could chalk this down to it's one of those business practices that, you know, maybe we shouldn't encourage and whatnot, and what, you know, what have you. But ultimately, it's kind of the realistic, like, expectation of, yeah, that's what they're going to do. Obviously, they're not going to fully push OLED again. And will they ever, you know, fully move over to OLED? I don't know, man. Like, I honestly don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But I'm not expecting them to for a while. You know what I mean? What I am expecting them to do is to release the Nintendo Switch, and then several years down the line, they release an OLED model. That's what I'm expecting them to do. Just because to me, that sounds like just about the most Nintendo thing they could do. This is, yeah, I'm going to be honest, man, I'm so focused on rambling because at this point, man, I think I've accepted my defeat. I do know at the very least I can steal one of Mario's stars here. Of course, there could be the clutch situation. Okay, I want to make this very clear. There could be the clutch situation where I actually get both of the bonus stars and pass Mario. Now, I will say this for the record, I don't consider it to be a likelihood. Okay, just want to make this very clear. I don't consider it to be a likelihood, but, you know, all things considered, I think it could happen. So, I don't know, man. But, yeah, listen, even as someone who followed the leaks, even if the way they had to... What do you mean? I don't understand. Like, it's honestly insane to me how this is happening to me. I mean, listen, if I don't lose a star, that's fine. Jeez, man. I mean, it kind of sucks, but I still have enough for a star, so, like, I'm really not complaining here. You know, the worst outcome of this, the absolute worst outcome to this would have been that I would have, you know, lost the star that I literally just stole. But yeah, I mean, wholeheartedly, I think the Switch 2 is looking great, even as someone who followed the leaks. Magnetic Joy-Cons is kind of sick. I think the concept of doing it that way instead of the sliding mechanism could be very interesting. I've seen some people bring up concerns about the little prongs, but I am almost positive that those are going to retract and not actually be as much of an issue as you may think. Also would like to make this very abundantly clear. In a lot of cases, the people that I could imagine will be messing... Okay. The people that I could imagine will be breaking those, if anybody, are kids. Which, you may argue, well, aren't Nintendo products primarily geared towards kids? Man, I just consider Nintendo products to be more of, like, they're family-friendly, yes. But in that way, I consider them to be more family-oriented. to clarify, I consider them to be more family-oriented. So it's going to be that way regardless. People, I think, had the same sort of concern. Well, maybe not as much, right? But people had a similar concern with the concept of sliding the Joy-Cons off and realizing, oh, you need to, when you want to, when you want to kind of detach the Joy-Con from the Switch tablet, you got to hit that button and then slide it up instead of just trying to yank it up. But a lot of people, even adults, sometimes, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. So really, it's kind of a it's kind of a user error sort of issue. I mean, it's one of those things where how much can you really do to prevent that, man? I mean, ultimately, people are going to make the stupid choices they make when the correct way to not have something happen to the hardware is right there. It's right there. Okay, that just went horrendously. But yeah, the solution is right there. Right? Ultimately. So I think it's the same sort of thing with the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, because as well as that, there's also these little latches, I guess these little, maybe like pushing little latches in the back that are similar to the little push buttons on the Switch 1 that allow you to detach the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2. So there's also that aspect of it as well. And I do genuinely just think that people are going to do what they do with it, you know, if people make dumb decisions with it. How much can Nintendo really do about that? Like, actually, how much can they actually do? Okay. So, I don't really have a lot of faith, by the way, that I've won this. Just for the record. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, so we're equal, and then, yeah. You hate to see it, but then I went back up. Okay. The best case scenario here is I get Sightseer. That's maybe me. Maybe? Oh my god, it is me. Yeah, because I was like, I used a bunch of mushroom tickets. A lot of the CPUs didn't really do anything like that. They didn't really do anything like that. Eventful bonus. What are we doing? That's not me. Now, hear me out. Ideal situation, it is anybody but Mario. Actually, I think if that is the case, I will still lose because I do believe Mario is beating me in coins. Oh my god, Mario got it. I mean, it's just like, you know... Listen, the first loss had to happen at some point. And, you know, listen, it looks like today was the day, right? Looks like today was the day. God, man, that feels so bad. It honestly feels so bad. I also want to check something real quick. Sorry, I'm going to click out of my window. Okay. I needed to make sure that my audio tracks were still correct because of some stuff that I'll talk about in a future, I guess, upcoming video in this recording session you guys will see. But, well, we had our first loss, okay? We had our first loss to good old Mario, the OG. Look, man. Those last two turns really, I think, sealed the deal. I honestly, because I haven't recorded for 5 days, I didn't remember exactly where we were at in the board, but I think once everything started going downhill, I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, everything just makes sense now. Clearly, I mean, everything just makes sense. The moment I got my star stolen on that Star Steel trap, man, I knew it was all over. I genuinely knew it was all over, so... Yeah, very interesting. Okay, cool. Hey, give me those. Yeah, I'll take a second place bonus. Sure, why not? Anyways, fellas, hey, that's going to do it for part 31 of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Listen, we didn't come out with a win, okay? This is our first loss, but honestly, for only having 2 boards left, guys, and we've only lost 1 time, I consider that to be kind of a W in and of itself. Right? I consider that to be kind of a W in and of itself. In the next episode, we're going to start tackling Western Land, the other classic board that exists in this game. And then after we tackle Western Land, you know, we're going to handle the Bowser board, and then we'll go into the miscellaneous modes. And then after the miscellaneous modes, it'll be the end of the Let's Play. You kind of get the shtick from there. But for now, that's going to do it for part 31 of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Hey, fellas, if you enjoyed this video, maybe like, comment, subscribe. I don't know, it's your life. Do what you want. I don't really care. And I will see you fellas in the next video. Bye-bye, guys!